Those who know me well know that probably my most favorite film of all time is Good Will Hunting. It's a film I come back to periodically because I just find many homilies in it, if I'm honest. It stars Matt Damon and Robin Williams. Matt Damon plays Will Hunting, this young adult who's a genius, but he's had this traumatic childhood which really leads him to be a lost cause. And then he's court-ordered to do therapy, and that's where he encounters Sean Maguire, is a character played by Robin Williams. And there are many storylines in the film, but one of them is this interaction between Will Hunting and Sean Maguire. And as this therapist and Will Hunting connect with each other, sometimes in tense ways, something powerful and beautiful begins to happen. They find themselves creating space where they don't have to hold back. And as a result, real healing is effected and real life is able to be lived again. One of the most common messages attributed to God, phrases attributed to God throughout Scripture, is the message to not be afraid. It's as though Scripture celebrates in so many different ways God's work to dispel fear. Or maybe another way of looking at it is that Scripture celebrates God's work to try to create space where we don't have to hold back, where we can love generously and be our most authentic, vulnerable selves. And that plays out in many different ways. I think of how it played out in somebody like the prophet Jeremiah's life in chapter 26, where in verse 2, Jeremiah is told by God, do not hold back this message of renewal and life and redemption I want the people to hear. As we're about to step into Holy Week, what is Lent but a holy season that lifts up a love that was never going to hold back in any way, shape, or form? And in that is a holy Lenten invitation for you and me to pause and pray about today, reflecting on how and when we've experienced that kind of love at work in our lives, a love that wasn't going to hold back. And the sacred space it's able to create for you and for me. Space where we don't have to hold back ourselves, where we don't have to pretend or wear a mask, where we can be who we are most authentically and in true and holy vulnerability. Lent is a season that sometimes can focus on you and me and what we need to do to be better, more faithful people, whatever that means. But Lent is also a season that actually more clearly focuses on a divine love that will never hold back. Also that we can be found even when we're lost in the throes of darkness. So that even there we can be found by and find ourselves love and light and peace once again. Lenten peace and blessings to you all.